more bad luck. So I was in town getting some hay and some stuff for the horses, and truck's been running good for months. Has a new fuel pump, new water pump, all that stuff. I always change the fuel filters every now and then because I know their lines are rusty on the inside. But fuel tank is good because I refurbished the fuel tank, and the tank was never rusty to begin with. It's just rusty on the outside. It has new rubber lines everywhere and all that stuff. Rebuilt the carburetor. But today, the Jeep just decided to stall. So on top of overheating, because the fan clutch is bad, it just has way too much spin in it. When I turn it off with the hood on, you can see this fan clutch, the fan just keeps spinning and it won't stop. So it's bad, so it's overheating, but it's okay-ish. But I need to stop driving it because it keeps getting to like 220, 230, 240, and it won't cool down. So the radiator is probably plugged as well. I put some flush in today, some of the Prestone radiator flush. I put 2 bottles in, actually. It says if your thing is more than 3 gallons on the radiator or in the cooling system to use 2 bottles, and I'm pretty sure this is like 4 gallons or close to it, so that's why I used 2. But anyway, the Jeep stalled. I couldn't get it running. Wasted a ton of money on buying a fuel tank. I guess it wasn't a waste. It got me home, but $25 for a 2-gallon tank. That's ridiculous. Or gas can. I kept pouring fuel into the bowl through the vents right here, and that would get me going like 200 feet, and then it would die again. When I disconnected the fuel line right here, there was a fuel filter. It's in the cabin right now. When I disconnected the fuel line and cranked the Jeep, nothing was coming out. So I have this little thingy that I carry with me because the brake reservoir bleeds into the main reservoir, or the rear reservoir bleeds into the main one every now and then. So I have this, sorry, it's a mess right now. Shit, I don't know where it is. Maybe I lost it. But I have this little suction thingy. Here it is. I have this thing that I use to suck the brake fluid from the master cylinder to the slave cylinder because it keeps leaking every now and then internally. So, but I used this and I plugged it onto the metal line right here, and I started blowing, sucking, and when I did that, I checked again, cranked the car, and then fuel started to come out, but very slow. It's not enough fuel pressure. Did it again and again and again, and it got a little bit better. But I think the metal fuel lines are done. I know they were rusted, but I think they're done. They need to be replaced. So my friend came over. He's an older guy. He's in his 70s, actually. He came over. He had 5 feet, or he said 5 feet. This looks like 3 feet, but 3 feet of fuel line. And I tied it with some ratchet straps to the towing mirrors and the windshield wiper, and started sucking on the hose, and I got a huge mouthful of gas. That sucked. But I got a good siphon gravity feed going, and it worked. So he gave me a gallon of gas, or he had a 2-gallon gas tank. So I used about 2.5, 3 gallons getting home, which is crazy because I had to keep stopping, going. So I used a ton of gas doing that, but still got like almost 2 gallons-ish, maybe 1.75 gallons in there. So, but I made it home. So you would not have been able to do this with a normal car. If you have a normal car and the fuel pump goes bad, you're done. So with this one, fuel pump or fuel line goes clogged, you can gravity feed it. So, so I made it home. So time to replace the metal fuel lines, I guess. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an air compressor, and I'm just going to blow into the lines and see if I can maybe unclog it that way. But I'm pretty sure because the lines are rusted, it's probably going to do it again at one point. So it's probably better just to replace them when I get the money to do so. So, and of course, I couldn't drive with the hood on. Didn't have any tools with me, so I managed to get to the back road, sticking my head out like Ace Ventura to see where I'm going so I don't crash into anybody. So I got to the back roads and pulled over, and my friend was going to get some socket wrenches, but a nice guy pulled over, and he had a tool set with him, which I should have had. I usually always carry my tool set with me, but so took the hood off, and he helped me put it in the back of the tailgate, or in the bed, so I can actually drive. So, but if this ever happens to you and you think your fuel pump is bad, just get your gas can, secure it to the the cowl or something like that, run a fuel line in here. You got to suck on the fuel line so you can get some siphon/gravity feed, and you should, as long as it's high enough above the carburetor, be able to go. So anyway, thanks for watching.